had this guy leave me a voicemail at work, so I called him at home. And then he emailed me to my BlackBerry, and so I texted to his cell. And now you just have to go around checking all these different portals just to get rejected by 7 different technologies. It's exhausting.
That was a scene in the recent movie, He's Just Not That Into You. It's so telling on what our society has turned into. Everything is high-tech and it's online, but we are paying the price.
And Studio 5 relationship coach Matt Townsend sees that every day, and some of the first victims of this are our children's social skills.
Yeah, absolutely. Our kids, we're not developing them normally. I mean, think about it. They're sitting in front of a TV or a
computer screen or something.
Or I can't even take my kids on a trip without everybody pulling out their device. Even my 4-year-old's got my wife's phone or my phone playing Brick Breaker. But what we're learning is we're finding out that they're not learning to integrate very well. There's some great research about 13-year-old girls that comes out of Stony Brook University in New York that basically shows that 13-year-old girls are more depressed than ever. And a lot of it is because of their internet use, their technology use. They don't have the social skills that they used to. Little girls used to go out and play with little girls. Now they get on Facebook, and they're interacting with Facebook, and they're seeing what their friends are doing. They're seeing whose friends are, who's going with who's going where, what are they doing, and they're all of a sudden getting more depressed because they're not being involved, and they're seeing they're not being involved.
I would think these little girls, they've got Facebook, they got their phone, they're texting, they're always talking to their friends. Yeah. They're going to be totally happy.
You'd think so.
But the research shows the exact opposite.
Exact opposite. It actually causes more depression for them because they're also seeing what's not happening. They're seeing who's not inviting them. They're seeing who's hanging out with whom, and why do they have all these cute pictures, and so-and-so got this, and so she's got so much more than I do. And basically we're getting information overload, and some of this information can be kind of depressing for us. So it's not just, but one thing I want to make sure we're not doing is like demonizing technology. The big key to all of this is that it's not the technology that's probably as big of the key or the problem. If you had put your kid in front of a bucket with a ladle, as much as these kids are in front of their computer, we'd all be having the same problem. They wouldn't be growing socially. They wouldn't be advancing. So what this is about more is you've got to take some time with your kids and start socializing them still. Get them away from the computer, interact with them. My son and I have a son that just finds every neat little thing to do on the internet. But the key is we're trying to find a way to hang out with him while he does it and have fun with him and involve him more.
So is that the key, not pushing the technology away, but more integrating it into your life? How do you do that?
Well, I think totally. And part of it is as parents, our kids are really outpacing us on this. We're a lot slower. So one rule is, parents, you got to get involved. You've definitely got to understand this better than the kids do. Don't be afraid of it. But some of it, too, I think, is just have conversations about it, like texting. One way that I found to socialize my kids is I show them my texts. And my daughter got some text messages from a friend, friend of the opposite sex, and she shouldn't even have friends of the opposite sex.
Not until 21.
I know, but apparently she's got them. But she didn't like what was going on in the interchange on the texting, and so we started going over it and talking about it, and I maybe coached her on different ways she should have handled it, different things she should have said, and I actually am trying to help her. And my wife helps our kids with their emails. I mean, I can't believe my kids sending email. Do you remember the first email you sent? How old were you?
How old was I?
I was 60.
Yeah, exactly.
I was 60 when I sent my first email. And I've got a 6-year-old. Dad, get off the computer. I got to get my email.
You're so slow, Dad.
You're so slow and
wasting time.
So one of the things I think is just to have conversations. Another thing is to make sure you're having conversations eye to eye. With all the technologies we've got, people can't even look into each other's eyes anymore. I do activities in my workshops with adults where I have them face and turn each other, and they have to look into each other's eyes for like 6 minutes. And these are married couples.
That's pressure right there. Man,
like,
how dare you?
Do I have to look at her for 6 minutes? It's hard. They can't do it. But we can look at a computer screen, a TV screen, and not have to engage. It's a big deal.
Well, the same thing happens. You say, like, when someone's going up to go to bank teller or grocery store person, and parents are on the phone, and we're sort of modeling the behavior for our kids when we do that.
That's exactly right. I mean, think about it. If I would answer the phone instead of being with my family, I'm communicating. So one of the rules with all technology is you cannot not communicate. Everything you're doing with your technology communicates. So if I'm on this show and all of a sudden I get a call and I answer it, I'm communicating. I'm communicating a lot about the show.
He doesn't want to talk to us. That's what he's communicating.
But so everything communicates. So one of the things I would make sure we're doing is telling our kids that it communicates what you say. It communicates what you're saying on Facebook. Be careful the little status updates you make. Be careful to not sound like you're bragging too much. And one of the things they found is because computer skills, we spend so much time on computer, and it's kind of anonymous communication, we're becoming a little more direct which is a little less sensitive. So a big problem research is showing is that we're becoming less sensitive to human face-to-face interaction. I would say something differently to you face-to-face than I would on Facebook. And it becomes a problem because if you spend hours and hours on Facebook, you're going to lose some of the face-to-face sensitivities.
I see anonymous comments posted online all the time, things people wouldn't dare say to your face.
Well, just look about how you change your dating status. So I was dating, I was in a relationship, and now I am, what is the word they say? It's questionable. Or, I mean, they have these weird phrases, and like, you would never publicly go state to everyone, yeah, we're in turmoil.
I think they say it's complicated.
It's complicated.
And the sad thing is, sometimes your significant other is the first, that's the way they
find
hear
out.
Things are complicated.
In fact, there's been a lot of news studies about that. Exactly. All these news stories are coming out about how that's how we're breaking up. People are getting killed because they're finding out we're broken up now. On Facebook, I didn't even know that. I didn't know we were having problems. And then all of a sudden, boom, it's out there.
It comes down, we've got these kids, and they're in this online world, and we want to have them embrace that technology, but we still want to teach them to be kind. So we know that they can't relate anymore. We know they're becoming insensitive. Any other advice for us to?
I'd get rid of kids altogether. And
many adults coming
I would
to this
live in a cave up in the mountains and never build bombs. No, that's the Unabomber. No, so I wouldn't do any of that. But what I would do is I think I'd take some ownership of it. I wouldn't be afraid of it. I'd go learn the technology as well as my kids know it. I'd start circumventing some of it. I'd get a lot of, there's a ton of tools out there. Get some tools on your internet so you can feel safe about it. Mainly, most importantly, you know what I would do? Face-to-face. I'd start relating. I'd start conversations. I'd be texting my kids as much as they're texting others so that they know that they can text me. Start that relationship.
And I like that you go through the text with the kids. It's no sneaky invasion of privacy where the kids will get upset. It's an open
We do that
relationship.
too. I don't mind a sneaky invasion of privacy. I'm totally cool with that. But I think that's it. Part of it is, remember, this is all about relating. When it comes right down to it, whether they've got a pot and a ladle or an iPod, it still has to be relating. It's about we have to have a relationship with them so that we can call them on our stuff when they see it, and that we can always stay connected. It's all about relating.
Matt's got great advice for everybody, no matter what your relationships are. In fact, they got another big evening with Matt Townsend coming up in a month.
These are so fun. This is where we get about 100 people, Saturday, August 1st, 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock at the Noah's in South Jordan. It's $20 a couple, tons of fun. If you've got a partner that you know needs to learn to communicate better, have some fun, you want to start some conversations about how to have better relationships, get them to this. But you got to call because seating is limited and it goes pretty fast.
Okay.
Give us a call. 747-2121.
Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Matt.
guys.
We'll come